Welcome back. In this video, we are going to learn about how to update the document. I have already added this update button inside the table. We will see how to add this update button. For that, I am going to our info.js, that means our client application info.js. In the info.js, I have added that button before that delete button. Okay, before the delete button, I have added update button. Just I have changed the class name alone. In the style class name is warning. I am getting as yellow color. Okay, in that I am going to call a function. In on click, I am going to call a function with the help of that student's value. For that, I am going to use update a student of. I am going to pass the value yes, because the value is in the map s. Each student will be iterated by using this s variable. I am going to pass that s variable so that I can edit that particular student. Now I am going to define that function. I am going to get that parameter with the attribute student. I am going to log this student. Now I have saved the file. Go to the browser. Now I am going to click update. See here, I am getting the values of first student Kavi. Now how to display these students in the form? For that I am going to our info.js. I am going to create a state variable. I am going to create a state variable. For creating state variable, we have to use useState. Let inside the array, I am going to give a variable name student edit, comma. For setting that, I am going to use set student edit. Here I am going to have the useState. Here I am going to have the initial state as false. Right? If this is true, the form should be appeared in the below table. For that, after the table, I am going to use curly braces. Now I am going to have the form. Inside the form, I am going to have h2 element. The message is edit. Here I am going to use that student edit, and if it is true, then only this form element will be enabled. We have seen in the last video also, right? Now on the update student, I am going to delete this. Then I am going to set student edit as true. Save the changes. Check whether we have any error. No. Now I am going to click update. See here, we are getting edit here message. By using this, I am going to have that. Now I am going to make some changes for editing the student detail. For that, I am going to entryForm.js. Here I am going to copy this code div element to till last. Go to the info.js. I am going to paste. I am going to replace this form. Okay, we have replaced here. Now there is no error here. Now let's check in the console. We have these errors because we want to define this s name and have to define those handlers and setter methods, right? We have those methods in the entryForm.js. I am going to copy those things. Okay, I am going to copy all those things. Control C. I am going to paste it in info.js. We have to paste in info.js after the update student. Just paste it here. Save the changes. Go to terminal. Now the error is gone. Our app is running. Before that, we want to set those values, right? In the update, I am going to set those details. For that, I am going to call this name student_name. Then I am going to set the department. For that I am going to use student underscore department. After that I am going to set the email ID. Yes, student underscore email ID. Okay, just check that whether we have that. See here we have s dot email ID marks. I am going to set the marks. Student dot, here we have to use student dot, and also here we have to use student dot. In the marks also student dot marks. Now save the changes, check whether we have any error. No. Now I am going to the browser, refresh it. Now I am going to click the Kavin student. I am getting the details of the Kavin, and also if I click for the student Shalini, the student information will be displayed here. Okay, for the mail ID we are not getting because we have missed something. Go to the info.js. Here we have to use stud.email ID. Now save the changes, go to the browser, see here, refresh it. Now click on Kavin, see here we are getting right. Now I am going to click on second student. We are getting the student details, second student detail. Okay, I am not going to change the student photo. Okay, so that I am going to delete those elements. In the info.js I am going to delete that. Here we have the file. I am going to delete that, and then I am going to delete those setter methods also. Okay, handler method also I am going to delete, and the methods, setter methods also I am going to delete. Okay, now another thing we have is in the save students we have this. I'm going to delete that, and then I am going to pass the set student method, so I am going to delete this. First save student I am going to change it as update student. The handler method should be defined properly here. We are having the form data here. I am going to change this name. Okay, now I am going to pass this to the, as of now I am not going to call this function, just I am going to command this line and then check whether we are getting the edited student details. Okay, for that I am going to print the value of student. Save the changes. Okay, now let's check whether we have any error. Yeah, one error, set image file, that is 54th line. We have an error. Okay, 54, yes, we have to remove this line also. Save the changes, go to the console. We don't have any error now. Go to the I am going to click update second student. Okay, now I am going to change the mail ID as 123. Now I am going to submit this. See here I am getting the updated student detail in the console. I have changed the mail ID Shalini 123, so that value alone changed, other details are same. Okay, now we have got this document. Now we want to send those details to the app.js. Once updated, this form should be hide, right? For that I am going to info.js. Here I am going to set that set student edit as false. Now go to here. If I click update, I am going to edit the mark as 87. Now submit it. The mark has been changed and also the form is disappeared, right? Now it's working fine. Okay, now we want to send that partial data to the app.js. For that we have to send by using the props dot. I am going to use the same name. Okay, whatever name I am using, kindly keep as it is. If you are changing the name, you have to properly follow those names. Update student. In the header.js, I am going to use another method as update student. Okay, here I am going to add another property inside the entry form.js. No, in the info.js. In the info component only we are having, right? So that I am going to, in the info component, I am going to give that name, update student. Okay, in the info.js we have update student, right? I am copying this and also I am going to paste it here, update student, and also I am going to use the same name. I am going to use the same name in the header.js also. Here I am going to use a function. I'm going to use same name. Here I have student. Then in that I am going to call props dot update student. I am going to send the student. Okay, this header is the child for app. So I am going to app.js. In the app.js, I am going to define another method in the header component. Here after the insert, I am going to update equal to, inside that I am going to use same name. I am going to have same name for all the component. Now I am going to update that by defining the function const update student equal to, it's a asynchronous function, student. By using the arrow function syntax, I am going to call the update API. Response equal to await of axios dot patch off. This is going to be our, in patch we have, I am going to pass the student. Okay, save the changes. Go to our server. In the server, see here we have the put method. We don't have patch method, we have put method. Okay, we have to call the put method. We want to pass the ID, and then in the put method update student we have to pass the data of that student, right? Now I am going to app.js, I am going to pass the ID. We don't have any ID, right? For that we have to get that ID also. I am going to info.js. Here we want to set that ID also. I am going to use, okay, that is underscore ID set ID empty string. Now I am going to set that ID. You want to set it here, set ID student dot underscore ID. Save the changes. Now I am going to copy these things and I am going to change here. Okay, save changes. Now ID is not defined. Where we have that ID? In 31th line. In which file we are having error? in the app.js we don't have that id, right? Here we have id. Here we have to pass student dot underscore id. Okay, we have to define that also. Here I am going to define underscore id as which name we have defined here, same underscore id. Okay, I am going to give it as underscore id, and we have comma here. Now save the changes, go and see. Okay, it's a warning, right? Here I am going to click here. Okay, Sun is coming. I am going to change the value to 123@gmail.com. Okay, now click submit. We have an error, request failed with status code 404. What is the error? Just see here in the response, the data we have cannot patch, right? Because we don't have that patch method, we have to use put method. In the app.js we have to call the put method. Now I am going to save the changes. Okay, now go to here. I am going to click the, I am going to change it as 123. Okay, I am going to submit. Before that I am going to printing that response. For that I am going to use log. Save the changes, go to here. I have changed here. I am going to submit here. See here, the data is changed here. The modified data is not updated here. For that we want to refresh it. See here, updated. How to update automatically? We have to call that get student method. Okay, get student method after this response. Okay, now I am going to again change that value to 2828. Okay, now submit here. See here, the data I also printed here, and also the data email id which have changed now is updated in the table. Okay, likewise we can have, once updated we can post a message, the student is updated here. Okay, you can do by seeing the last video how to inform the user with the simple message. The student updated message can be displayed by using that state variable. Okay, thank you everyone. Happy coding.